Questions. We have some questions to consider under inflation. 1. Which of the following can start an inflation? A. An increase in aggregate demand. B. A decrease in cost of production. C. An increase in aggregate supply. D. None of the above. Question 2. Demand pull inflation is an inflation that results from an initial dash. A. Increase in wage rates. B. Increase in aggregate demand. C. Increase in natural resources price. D. Decrease in aggregate demand. Question 3. Cost push inflation can start with dash. An increase in cost of production. B. A decrease in the quantity of money. C. An increase in government expenditure. D. A decrease in investment. 4. Inflation is dash. A. Always reduces the cost of living. B. Always reduces the standard of living. C. Reduces the prices of products. D. Increases the purchasing power of money. Number 5. During a period of high inflation, A. Lenders are worse off because they are repaid with currency that is worth more. B. Lenders are worse off because they cannot find anyone who wants a loan. C. Borrowers are better off because they can pay off their loans with currencies that is worth less. D. Borrowers are worse off because they have to pay off their loan with currencies that worth more. Let's take them one after the other and try to answer them. The question 1 that says which of the following can start an inflation is that A. An increase in aggregate demand. That is the correct answer. An increase in aggregate demand is a big cause of inflation, and the inflation that such can likely cause is what we call demand pull inflation. Number 2 that says demand pull inflation is an inflation that results from dash, that results from an increase in aggregate demand, just related to the first question. And the number 3 that says cost push inflation can start with dash. It can start with an increase in the cost of production. If the cost of production increase, definitely the burden of the increase in the cost of production will be transferred on the prices of goods and services, and the prices will go high. So the option A is the correct answer. And number 4 that says inflation is dash. Inflation always reduces the standard of living. That is option B. It always reduces the standard of living because the people, the citizen, will have to pursue a small amount of quantity with a big amount of money. That is the way it reduces the standard of living. And the last one that says during a period of high inflation, borrowers are better off because they can pay off what they borrowed with the lower worth currency. That is, they can pay off, and that it will be easy for the borrowers to pay their debt at the period of inflation, because the money they are paying back is the exact amount of money they borrowed then, but with lesser worth of value. Unemployment. Unemployment is defined as a situation in which persons of working age, able and willing to work, are unable to find paid employment. In other words, unemployment refers to a situation in which people who are capable of working and qualified to work cannot find paid employment in the society. That is when there is unemployment in the society. But we have different types of unemployment. 1, we have fictional unemployment. Fictional unemployment is a temporary kind of unemployment. The condition is temporary. This unemployment occurs when an individual is out of his current job looking for another better one. That is a kind of fictional unemployment. The time period of shifting between the two jobs is known as the fictional unemployment. But in most cases, some will have looked for another better one before they leave the previous one. In that case, the person that is not well satisfied with the present job and looking for another employment can be also regarded as an unemployed person. The probability of getting a job is high in a developed economy, and the lower the probability of frictional unemployment. 2. We also have the structural unemployment. Structural unemployment occurs due to the structural changes within an economy. This type of unemployment occurs when there is a mismatch of skilled workers in the labor market. The structural unemployment depends on the growth rate of an economy and also on the structure of the industry. This can be caused by so many factors. What are the causes of this structural unemployment? Number 1, we have geographical immobility. That is, difficulty in moving to a new work location. Some workers are so much attached to a place or attached to a system of environment or work environment, so much that it's difficult for them to leave and go and work in another place. 2, we have occupational immobility, that is difficulty in learning a new skills. So many people find it difficult to learn a new skill, and so many could not even learn it quickly. In that case, it is difficult for them, if they are laid off where they are, to get another one or to fit into another society or into another workplace is very difficult. Also, we can have technological changes, that is introduction of new techniques and technologies that need less labor force. For example, in the banking sector, they can lay off some people that are at the counter with the probability of getting machines that will be dispensing like ATM. In that case, where the people that are laid off are not well conversant with the technology, they may find it difficult to find another job in another place that are used to technology changes also. In that case, the technology changes, the innovation can also bring about a kind of unemployment, and that is referred to as structural unemployment. Also, we have classical unemployment. Classical unemployment is also known as the real wage unemployment or disequilibrium unemployment. This type of unemployment occurs when the trade union or the labor organization of a society bargains for higher wages, which leads to fall in the demand for labor. That is, they keep asking for higher wages, and since the producers or the companies may not be able to meet up with the high rates of wages that they are requesting for, they have no other choice than to lay off some so that they will have enough to pay the little one they will be having at hand. For example, if a company is having like 20 workers and they are all demanding for higher wages, and they don't have enough to cater for 20, they will have no other choice than to reduce the number of their workers to like something like 10 or 15, so that the excess that is going to the other workers that were laid off will be transferred to the remaining one that they are retaining. In such cases, we can refer to as the classical unemployment. And next, we have cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment occurs when there is a recession. When there is a downturn in an economy, the aggregate demand of goods and services decreases and the demand for labor decreases. At the time of recession, unskilled and surplus labor become unemployed because they have nothing to do at the moment. In that case, we see it as cyclical unemployment. And we also have seasonal unemployment. A type of unemployment that occurs due to the seasonal nature of the job is known as seasonal unemployment. The industries that are affected by seasonal unemployment are hospitality and tourism industries. Also, the fruit picking and catering industry may also be affected. The agricultural industry also may be affected because their product and their production are seasonal. In that case, their own workers that are not totally and fully employed at the period that their work is not well functioning, that period refers to their workers as seasonal unemployed. Causes of unemployment. 1. Rapid changes in technology. Inability of many workers to adapt to the rapid changes in technology usually render many workers idle, thus lead them to be laid off at the end of the day. Therefore, they will not be able to, once they are not able to cope with the changes in technology, they are not able to upgrade themselves and get in touch with the new trend in technology. It will be difficult for them to cope, and they will end up being laid off and contribute to the total population of the unemployed in the society. 2. Recession. During the period of recession, there are usually excess supply of labor in the market, leading to laying off of the surplus and the unskilled workers. In that case, the unemployment will keep increasing. 3. Inflation. At the period of inflation, cost of production usually increase and mostly difficult for the firms to bear the cost. Thus, they have to lay off some workers in order to keep running and operating. And also disability. A disabled person are usually limited to the little or no job. That is, there are little or no job that they can do. In that case, once there are so many disabled in the society, the rate of unemployment will definitely increase. Also, changes in taste as well as alteration in the climatic condition. This may in turn lead to the decline in the demand for certain services as well as products. That is, so those products that are seasonal and depends on the climatic condition to be made available or to be produced. In that case, when there is a kind of changes or a kind of alteration in the climatic condition, it will definitely affect the production of such goods and services. Then we have willingness to work. Some people are satisfied with their joblessness, especially in the case of those in developed countries where there are monthly allowances or stipend for them. But in that case, they will be satisfied with the situation where they are, that they are not working, yet they are living. Then they will not be able to, they will not be willing to go on and look for a better work to do, which is a very big problem to the economy. It will be increasing the level of unemployment in the society. Even in some underdeveloped countries too, there are so many that are somehow satisfied with their condition. Maybe they are getting help here and there. Maybe they are getting stipend from family and friends of the people in the society. They may decide that, oh, they are even satisfied with the